How is your dating life? Did you just groan out of misery, frustration, or discouragement? I hear ya. Been there a long time ago. Today's message is full of tips and advice to help you get the most out of your dates while you're on the way to finding that right person for you. Do you want to date smarter and actually enjoy your dates? First and foremost, I want to make sure you always feel good when you're dating. Who you're with, what you're doing, where you're going. If something feels off, pause and ask yourself what it is. Too many women waste too much time in bad or uncomfortable situations dating the wrong people, and that can lead to more stressful and uncomfortable situations. I will share one experience from my past just as an example. My mom paid for a membership for me with Great Expectations. The dating service, I don't even know if it's still around anymore, but it was, I think, in the 80s and 90s. And so I tried it out, and I found an attractive guy, and we liked each other, so we exchanged information. And when I learned more about him from his profile, there were a few things that made me hesitant. Not going to go into details, but just a few things made me hesitant. But I wanted to stay open. Long story short, we went out 3 times. By the 3rd date, I knew it wasn't a match. In fact, by that time, I was very uncomfortable with his personalities and his priorities and his ideals. So of course, I wanted to get out before we got any more involved. Unfortunately, I had him pick me up for the last date, which was awkward in and of itself because that's after my father had passed away and asked me to move in with my mom. So I was living at home with my mom. But the point is, he then knew where I lived. So on that 3rd date, I told him, thank you for these dates, but I don't think we're really a match. And he got kind of weird. I'm like, oh my God, what's the big deal? It's only 3 dates. And about a week later, he mailed me this long farewell letter. After 3 dates! So expect to have a good time on your dates, but I have a few cautionary suggestions for you. These are just to be safe and it'll make your life a lot easier. So first, get yourself a Google phone number. It's free. You can just go to Google. They'll give you a random phone number and it can be forwarded to your cell phone. So it gives you the option of listening in when somebody's calling. You can send stuff to voicemail and listen to the voicemail when they're leaving it. You can jump in if you want to while they're leaving a voicemail. Point is, it's anonymous. Your personal cell phone number won't go to anybody until you are ready to give it. Don't give them your last name right away if you can avoid it. Meet them at the destination of your date. Do not let them know where you live right away. And just some basics that you probably already know. Meet them for a drink because it's a minimal time commitment. You can see if you like each other, and if you don't, then you're done without too much time invested. I think this goes without saying. Don't get drunk on a first date. Judgment goes out the window. Stay sober, nurse your drink. And obviously, drink responsibly if you're driving. Okay, now this is really important. If you get the ick factor at all, please pay attention to that. It doesn't matter why. You being uncomfortable is enough because that's your inner guidance giving you a warning. Trust those intuitive feelings. They are always leading you to the right people and away from the wrong ones. Now me, I never stayed in anything longer than about 3 months. If I knew it wasn't right for me, I moved on. But I know too many women who stay in relationships or just dating situations for way too long. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine recently was dating somebody that she met on a dating website, and she never felt entirely comfortable with the guy, and fortunately, she did not give her last name. He did have her cell phone number, but he didn't have her last name, and he didn't know where she lived, so that was good. And this went on for several months, and he seemed really into her, but she just was never comfortable, and in fact carried pepper spray every time she saw him. That's not a good sign. So she finally ended it, thank goodness, because I was getting nervous. I didn't want her to keep seeing this guy if she was uncomfortable for whatever reason. He didn't do anything to create that kind of discomfort. It just was there. And that's all that matters. If it's there, pay attention to it. But let's get back to the date and assume that you're having a great time. If you click right away, that is awesome. But put the brakes on a bit. You might be one of those people who gets along with everybody. And I always seemed to click with people that I was dating, and we would have these great conversations, and I'd think, oh my God, maybe this is it. Maybe he's the one. So you might jump in and get involved too fast thinking, wow, this is great. But then as time goes on, if you've jumped in too fast and you're in too deep too soon, and you realize, ooh, it's not the right thing, we're not the right person, that it's even more uncomfortable to try and get out of it. And if you continue to date this person just because they're nice, but you're not feeling the spark, you're not feeling the thing, it's not really fair to either one of you. If the spark isn't there, I would say after a third date, it's probably not going to show up. I can't really talk because my husband and I were friends for almost 10 years before we started dating. But that was different because he was married when I first met him. I never looked at him like that, and it just kind of changed overnight. So, not a good example. Usually, if you are dating with the intention of potentially getting involved romantically, there needs to be some kind of spark there. But if they're just nice and you don't want to break up with them and you don't want to hurt them and you don't want to be lonely, maybe you've gotten used to having somebody there to go places with and do things with, it's not really fair to either one of you. They might think that you are more emotionally invested than they are, and you're just not. You wouldn't want someone doing that to you. And you've probably been there before where you're dating somebody and it's continuing on. You're like, yay, it's great. He's really into me. And then he breaks it off and you're like, what happened? And if anybody is kind of non-committal or doesn't treat you really well or doesn't return calls or doesn't initiate dates or phone calls or texts or anything, the likelihood is, back to the Sex and the City reference, he's just not that into you. I know it's harsh and it's frustrating and it's a bummer, but it's just easier to realize that and move on to somebody who will be totally into you. This is why I love using law of attraction. Well, this is why I loved it with my husband and when I was dating and trying to find the right person, and he just happened to show up again. And this is why I like doing this with my clients, and I help friends with this sometimes too, because it is so effective and it can be fun. After dating for so many years, using the principles of law of attraction was the most effective thing that I ever did in my dating life, both attracting my husband intentionally the first time, and then after we had broken up, when I was just trying to attract the right person for me, he came back. So that's pretty effective, you gotta admit. So if you're out there dating, just be smart, be secure, protect yourself, take it slow, get to know people, pay attention to the ick factor, make sure there's a spark, and you should be good. I really hope this helps if you are out swimming in the dating pool, because sometimes it is not fun. And you should be having fun on your dates, and you should be feeling good, so make sure it always feels good. Want more support? I have created a full guide to help you attract the love of your life or anything else that you want. I'll put the link here and in the description below. You can also work directly with me. Click here to learn more about my one-on-one coaching program, and I'll leave the link below. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your friends. For the best information about law of attraction and holistic living, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next message. Happy dating! Darn it, I can't remember this. I'm rambling. I can't think. What is wrong with me? Yeah, huh, boo-boo?